Namaskar, respected parents, dear students, teachers, and fellow principals. I am Dr. D.K. Sinha, Principal of Jagran Public School, Noida. Today, I am going to discuss about an important circular number 26 issued by Dr. Pragya M. Singh, Director Academics, CBSE on 14th May 2025. This circular is related to sugar consumption of students and establishment of sugar boards in schools to monitor and reduce sugar intake among children. National Commission for Protection of Child Rights (NCPCR) is a statutory body formed under Section 3 of the Commission for Protection of Child Rights (CPCR) Act 2005, Number 4 of 2006, to ensure that rights of the children are protected, especially those who are most vulnerable and marginalized. It has been reported from the past decade there has been a significant increase in type 2 diabetes among children, a condition once primarily seen in adults. This alarming trend is largely attributed to high sugar intake, often due to easy availability of sugary snacks, beverages, and processed foods within school environments. The excessive consumption of sugar not only increases the risk of diabetes but also contributes to obesity, dental problem, and other metabolic disorders, ultimately impacting children's long-term health and academic performance. In human body, pancreas is an important gland situated behind the stomach, nestles between the duodenum, the first part of the small intestine, and the spleen. It has two main functions: digestion and blood sugar regulation. It acts as both an exocrine and endocrine gland. The exocrine functions involves producing digestive enzymes that help break down food in the small intestine, while the endocrine function involves producing hormones like insulin and glucagon that regulate blood sugar levels. Type 1 and type 2 diabetes are both forms of diabetes mellitus, but they differ significantly in their causes and how the body manages insulin. In type 1 diabetes, the body's immune system mistaken attacks and destroys insulin producing cells in the pancreas, leading to a lack of insulin. In type 2 diabetes, the body either doesn't produce enough insulin or doesn't use it effectively, a condition called insulin resistance. Type 1 diabetes, the main causes an autoimmune disease where the immune system attacks the insulin producing beta cells in the pancreas. The insulin production, the body produces very little to no insulin, and their treatment is required lifelong insulin therapy through injection or an insulin pump. Often diagnosed in childhood or adolescence, but can occur at any stage. On the other hand, the type 2 diabetes, the body either doesn't produce enough insulin or the body cells don't respond properly to insulin. That is called insulin resistance. The pancreas still produces insulin, but it may not be enough, or the body is resistant to its effects. Many involve lifestyle changes, diet and exercise, oral medications, and sometimes insulin. More commonly diagnosed in adults, but can occur in younger people as well. Further, studies indicates that sugar constitutes 13% of the daily calorie intake for children aged 4 to 10 years and 15% for those aged 11 to 18 years, substantially exceeding the recommended limit of 5%. The proliferation of sugary snacks, beverages, and processed foods, often readily available in school environments, contributes significantly to these excessive intake. We all teachers should know about the glycemic index, which is a number given to foods to indicate how fast they will affect the glucose level in our blood. on a scale of 1 to 100. Dr. David Jenkins developed the glycemic index at the University of Toronto in the year 1981. High GI food causes a rapid rise in blood sugar, while low GI foods causes slower, more gradual increases. GI scores: low GI food 55 or less, medium GI foods 56 to 69, high GI food 70 or above. This doesn't mean that a person can only eat foods with the GI score of 45 or lower. Rather, a person should balance their intake of higher GI foods by eating foods with a lower GI. Low GI food: some example of low GI food include non-starchy vegetables such as sweet potatoes, carrots, barley, whole grain pasta, burger, whole grains such as whole wheat bread, pumpkin seeds, and pita bread, legumes, lentils, many beans such as lima, butter beans, oat bran, and most fruit like avocados, apples, and other high fiber foods, berries, fish, eggs, flaxseed, chia seeds, yogurt, and skimmed milk. Actually, natural fructose from fruits may be associated with a reduced risk for type 2 diabetes. The culprit is especially high fructose corn syrup, which is found in soft drinks, candy, and fast food items. High GI foods: these foods are quickly digested and absorbed, leading to a rapid increase in blood sugar. Example of high GI foods: refined grains, white bread, white rice, instant oatmeal, and many breakfast cereals. Starchy vegetables, potatoes, particularly when mashed or baked. Snacks food: chips, crackers, pretzel, sugary drinks, soda, fruit juice, and sports drinks. Sweet treats, cakes, donuts, cookies, and candies. Consuming high GI food regularly can lead to blood sugar spikes and crashes, which can lead to fatigue, hunger, and difficulty concentrating. Increased risk of type 2 diabetes. High blood sugar level can damage the body's insulin response. Potential for weight gain. The rapid release of glucose can trigger insulin release, which can store glucose as fat. Sugar intake in infants, children, and adolescents. The World Health Organization and the American Heart Association recommended limiting sugar intake for children. European Society for Pediatric Gastroenterology, Hepatology, and Nutrition is a multi-professional non-profit organization focused on improving the health of children with a focus on gastrointestinal tract, liver, and nutritional status. 57th annual meeting of the European Society for the Pediatrics, Gastroenterology, Hepatology, and Nutrition, SPEGHAN, is organized by Kane's Group, and it was held between May 14 to 17, 2025 at Massachusetts, Helsinki, Finland. A sugar intake chart was recently released by SPEGHAN depending on the child age. There is a specific age range: 2 to 4 years, 15 to 16 grams, 4 to 7 years, 18 to 20 grams, 7 to 10 years, 22 to 23 grams, 10 to 13 years, 24 to 27 grams, and 13 to 15 years, 27 to 32 grams. On the other hand, the 15 to 19 years, 28 to 37 grams. Further, SPEGHAN recommends that free sugar intake is reduced and minimized to less than 5% of a child total energy intake. Excessive sugar intake can contribute to: number 1, obesity. Sugar sweetened beverages and sugary snacks are major contributors to childhood obesity. Type 2 diabetes. High sugar intake can increase the risk of developing type 2 diabetes in children. Cardiovascular problems. Excessive sugar intake can lead to increased level of LDL, low density lipid, that is bad cholesterol, and triglycerides, which can increase the risk of coronary artery blockage. Dental problem. Sugar is a major contributor to tooth decay. I have a few tips for the parents. That is, the limit sugary drinks. Avoid sugary sodas, juices, and sports drinks. Choose healthy snacks. Opt for fruits, vegetables, and whole grains instead of sugary snacks. Read food labels. Pay attention to added sugar content and choose foods with lower amounts. Reduce the amount of sugar added to foods and beverages. And the most important, make sure that your children should drink plenty of water throughout the day. So, in view of the above and CBSE circular, we are going to establish sugar boards where information is displayed for educating students about the risk of excessive sugar intake. These boards should provide essential information including the recommended daily sugar intake, the sugar content in commonly consumed foods, unhealthy meals such as junk food, cold drinks, etc. Health risk associated with high sugar consumption and healthier dietary alternatives. This will educate students about informed food choices and promote long-term health benefit among students. So, I would like to request my all parents to see the CBSE circular and motivate their wards to follow the guidelines mentioned in the circular. We will soon organize awareness seminars, workshop in this regard, and a brief report of the above and other details we will upload through the given link in PDF format on or before 15th of July 2025. To create awareness among children about the harms of sugar, to cut down consumption, school plays a great role in educating children and parents to need to support this big initiative by CBSE. And what can we do? First point, let's cut down on packet snack as much as possible. Replace desserts with fruits, whole fruits, so long as possible. Let us make sure that we educate our children about the harmful effect of sugar so that they voluntarily cut down on sugar consumption. This is really a great initiative by CBSE, and I hope that we all follow it to the fullest, and also request parents to support us in this initiative and make sure that we safeguard our children. Thanks for watching. Thank you. Have a nice day. Namaskar.